So I know you're doing like math, and I know for me it was kind of like, okay, you could be a math teacher, you could be a accountant, you could be all this. Is there like anything within the math sphere you want to be, or is it all like 3D creative
So,
stuff?
well, my philosophy was I was originally computer science in university, and I did about a year of it, and I realized I do not like programming at all. Not only am I not very good at it,
Sorry,
it was the
Curtis.
most boring thing to me. Yeah, sorry, Curtis.
No, that's all right.
It's not my thing. So yeah, I
Neither
had like
do
this
I.
mental breakdown. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But I was killing it in my math classes, and I loved math, and I was still doing Blender. But it, this was a very silly reasoning for me to switch. I should have done graphic. Well, I shouldn't say should have, but graphic design would have been more in line with what I wanted to do. But I felt like math gave me more of a challenge, and I didn't want to take what I saw as the easy way out, even though I realize that's BS at this point. But now, since I do my Udemy courses, and now I'm getting into Gumroad and YouTube, I do enjoy 3D, but I'd also like to branch out and just do general mathematics videos, whether that's related to 3D or just general, I don't know, calculus stuff or differential equation, whatever it is.
I will watch it.
So
I'm just telling you, I'm sure you watched Three Blue, One Brown. His like
yes,
animation engine, it's
so
you
good.
can download it. He made it available for free,
Really?
but I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I don't know either. But that's my plan. Is I want to keep doing YouTube, keep doing my Blender. Blender is my number one. But once I get my degree, which should be one more semester from now, I would definitely like to get into whether it's private tutoring in math or just making math courses on subjects that I deem to be difficult and make them easy. That's where my interest lies. But the degree has really helped me a lot in just understanding the intuition behind 3D, and that's where my main interest stems, because once you have like a mathematical type of mind, 3D is so much more fun and just cool.
It's really interesting.
Call it like Josh Academy instead of Khan Academy.
Yeah, something like that.
If you make any mathematics,
I met Khan. He's cool. He's such a cool guy.
If you make any mathematics focused videos, I will watch them, because I am really falling behind in that. This is weird because people think that just because I do technical things that I'm automatically like really good at just generally any field of mathematics. That's not true. And I spoke about this in my intro to coding video, but I feel like I may be maybe number dyslexic in some way, because it's really difficult for me to do mental maths. However, explaining logic and explaining where things should go, what things should do, I'm really good at that. And there's a massive difference between just instructional logic and mathematical logic. So,
and you know, Curtis, I think you'd like I don't know if you're familiar with the proofs at all in math, but that's something I think you definitely enjoy, because there's computational math and there's abstract math, and they're two completely different subjects. I was talking with Tom about it yesterday, because you were doing math at one point, weren't you?
Yes, I on the other hand will say avoid the pure math, but
I agree.
You do what you want.
But for you, it sounds like that might be more of your forte, and
probably.
And I think you can learn any of it on the internet. I just would like a degree, so that's kind of where I am.
Yeah.
A degree opens your doors. That's all it does.
It does.
It's a key that unlocks doors. It doesn't like, I have a master's degree, and I haven't really used it yet. Like I've been in corporate America for my whole entire existence since college, and I haven't really used it. I mean,
what's the degree in?
Aside from teaching at college level. I'm sorry?
What's the degree in?
My undergrad is in communications, PR journalism, and my graduate degree is in adult education, distance learning.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Kind of like how the mind works and how it learns, which I should probably apply more to my YouTube channel. But like, I just like doing videos in a drunken stupor. So
like, you go from that to Blender. Interesting. Well, communication works for your YouTube, I guess.
Yeah. My longest running job in corporate America has been in 3D animation. It's been pretty wild. Like I was in marketing for a while. I was in PR, and I taught myself 3D animation and kind of just became an animator and just been working at it for almost 20 years solid. But the corporate gig probably about 15 solid. Just as a 3D generalist, and it's been awesome. But like, again, like I have these degrees, and I don't use them. That just unlock the door to say, hey, he finished a degree, so we can hire him. Okay.
Yep.
Josh, what you said about starting with computer science and then like sort of going on to the more graphical side after that, was there like a strict, like maybe breakdown point where you were like, okay, this is really not working out for me. I just want to do something different.
There
Wait.
was.
Before you answer the question,
Hmm?
I gotta head out, guys. So I'll see y'all later.
Okay.
Oh, no problem, man. I'll
Bye.
see ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a fantastic question because that's precisely what happened. Well, I go to UCF in Orlando, and we have this thing called the foundation exam, and you basically have to knock that guy out with a really high score, and I didn't even get halfway there.
Hmm.
And I did decently. There was a discrete math part and then a computer science focused part. They have since done away with the discrete math part. It's just computer science programming stuff now. The programming killed me. I was struggling a lot. The intro to class I did to start the degree was just basic C, was quite easy. But then I got into computer science 1 where you did more like intricate stuff with like, I don't know if you're familiar with C, but we were doing like pointers and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
it was so over my head and it was killing me. And I really just lost interest and realized that wasn't my strong point. So I wanted to double down on what I'm good at. So that's why I've continued to do my Blender stuff over the years because I'm not the best, but I do think I'm quite competent in the software and I enjoy it. But I also really enjoy math, and I think there's a lot of practicalities of 3D that I'm still searching for and could still apply to that realm of things. So that's really what I want to do career-wise. It interests me, 3D side of things and just mathematics in general.
Hmm.
I think you have a unique position because you guys have it's a superpower, especially in the United States right now. I think we're largely. I mean, I don't want to label this, but we're largely a math deficient country right now, and
Yep.
I think that if you could figure out a way to make math fun for people, and by using 3D, you certainly do, like, or using Minecraft or using video games,
Yes.
and teaching it that way. Like Khan made it really fun, but he's just doing like these blackboard videos, whiteboard videos, of just him, drawing stuff out. But it makes it accessible to people. It works. I had a conversation in person with that guy. He's hilarious. I mean, he's a really fun guy, and like he just decided to take his personality and teach his, I don't know, his niece or somebody. I can't remember his origin story, but like it was something like that, and just started, and it made it fun and accessible. So if you could do that, I think you guys have a market in that math that goes way beyond even the 3D stuff, because man, people are hungry for it. They just don't know they're hungry for it.
It's the way it's taught. A lot of people are not passionate about the way they teach it, and some people don't grasp the basics, so they'll go to like a calculus level class barely knowing algebra, and then they think they hate math, and it's not the case. It's just that they didn't have proper instruction.
Understand the order of operations. I did not memorize the order of operations, and that's why I could never get algebra right.
Probably hurt you too.
Yeah, it was stupid. And once I realized, oh wait, you have to, okay, so you PEMDAS. And once I like memorized that, I started getting all the algebra questions right. And I'm like, wait, I'm actually pretty good at math. And then in my master's program, I had a statistics course, which was like probably the reason I didn't continue on in psychology like I wanted to, because I was afraid of stats. And in my master's course, I get a 4.0 in statistics. I'm like, what the heck is this? Because it was all in the way it was taught.
And that's what I want to change with my YouTube is I want to make things, professors especially, overcomplicate things, and a lot of YouTubers do as well. And my goal is to make a seemingly intricate subject as easy to understand as possible. And from the feedback I've gotten on YouTube so far, as well as my Udemy courses, I think has been very good. There's the bad comments here and there that happens with everyone. I just, you learn to ignore them, like Curtis said in that video he made.
Yeah.
But you got to learn to teach it in a way that's understandable, and I think I've done pretty well with that because I know what to avoid because I've been in the realm of bad teaching, and I know what to avoid specifically to not make that happen with me.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and it's always fascinating to me how people tend to fall on like one or the other side, like super technical or super creative, in terms of like I don't really know how to describe it. Rarely do I see people that are good at both and have ways of linking them together strongly in their minds, if this makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of other Blender YouTubers do this well, and I feel like that's probably why they succeed quite a lot. people like, I mean, we mentioned Simon Thomas earlier, really strong grasp of mathematics, and yet a really strong grasp of how to make things visually, like in a creative way. And when I see personalities like that, there's just like, I don't know, just lights a little fire in their head, like in my mind. Like I go, okay, wow, this is something special. But I always wonder if there's like a natural inclination towards one side or the other, or whether it's directly like a method of learning or teaching. And I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle as well, because I don't feel like I super enjoy programming, but I really like what you can do with it. But at the same time, I really like doing the art side, but I don't think I'm pushing myself as good as I can. So I feel like I'm always like balancing in between the middle. But for me, I never learned any of this like from someone else. Everything is self-taught. So I wonder if, because when I started learning programming, that was the first thing, it was to make games. And then I've always needed artwork for that, so I would experiment with that while learning the programming side of things. So while doing everything, links were always being made between each side. So something I want to investigate more in the future, but just seeing if there's like a method of teaching that manages to connect both of these elements with people.
There's different ways that click for people. Like CGMatter does his in humorous ways. I do mine with technical, just dumb it down type of ways. You do yours with more fun examples, it seems like, and just that calm demeanor. And I think everyone learns differently, but the bottom line is just make it. There's no need to overcomplicate things. You don't need to use intricate words or go into crazy shortcuts into Blender. Just get right to the point, and it's really easy to make things explainable if you approach something as if you were teaching yourself it, I think. Because I know exactly how I want to be taught, so that's how I teach it, and it seems to work for people.
I think there's that, when we were talking about learning nodes, there's also that element of like learning something versus retaining it. And I think Becky was getting at it with, we talked about binging tutorials for 5 hours. And I think, teaching it is one way of binging that information. And then even when you do that, you forget it, or at least for me, I forget. Like I watched the tutorial only released like 2 months ago to remember how I did something, because there's just so much to learn. And so I think that's another thing for people just starting out. It's like, don't, you're gonna forget things that you learned maybe 10 times, especially if 3D is not something that you're doing all the time. And you have other things that you're learning about. So I think that's something that can comfort people, but also, just a known frustration.